Welcome to DentonRadio.com, powered in part by Classic of Denton.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining us here at DentonRadio.com on the Denton Vibe with Diva Girl Ellie. We are here at the studio on the square, and today we have Sarah Gibson with Indigo Bird Photography. Thank you so much, Sarah, for coming on with me. I'm so excited to have you here.
Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah, definitely. So today we're going to be talking about her Indigo Bird Photography and her actual, I would say, being a Dentonite here. So we're going to get to know her a little bit better. We're going to share her with you guys, and let's get into that. Let's see who Sarah is.
Well, like a lot of Dentonites, I came here for college, and I never left. I went to TWU, and I just liked hanging out here so much that I decided to stay here. Long past when I probably should have left.
You fell in love with Denton, huh?
I did.
So how long have you been here?
I've been here since 2005.
Okay.
And I lived in Louisville before that, so
yeah, you were still close, but you got bitten by the Denton bug.
Got the itch. Definitely used to come up here to go to Karma Cafe back when that was open on Fry Street, and Mr. Chopsticks when that was on Fry Street. Yeah. This was the cool place to go in high school. So.
And you just stayed here. It made a place in your heart.
It did.
So how did you get into photography? Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, I've always been that annoying person with the camera that's, stopping people during parties, let's take a picture.
That would be me too.
Yeah, like you're going to want this later. Like, trust me, you look way hotter than you're going to look ever again. So you are going to want this photo. Just let me take it. And then 6 years ago, I just decided that I wanted to do it more seriously. So I actually put out a Facebook post to all my friends saying that I would do $10 photo sessions.
Oh, wow.
And I did a lot of them.
We've done a lot of growing since then.
But I built a portfolio doing that, and then I kind of went at it, and you kind of have to dive into it if you want to try something like that.
So when you first started doing it, you started taking photos in the party scene and whatever, and you probably always had your camera with you at all times. And when did you realize, you know what, this is more than just a hobby, this is more than just something fun to do. I want it to be something fun that I want to do to make a living at.
I think it's when people started asking me to take their photos, when I realized that I wasn't just going out seeking it, that people were seeking me. So I think that's about when I did that.
Yeah, that's a big deal when people start coming into you versus the other way around. And I know it's a process. You go through a process of, putting yourself out there. And luckily, you started basically in the social media era, basically. And doing it beforehand, word of mouth, it was a whole different ball game. And so you've got a really nice advantage about having that social media kind of to help navigate you through all of that. So
definitely,
I know social media probably plays a big part in your business as well as, the websites and whatnot, but it's always fun to be able to post stuff like that. And I see a lot that's how I got to know you, is seeing your posts on Facebook. And so I was like, oh my gosh, her photo shoots are so much fun. So it was what caught my attention was your photo shoot style. So how did you develop that style as a photographer? And I know that it takes a while for some people to develop a style, and it's always evolving, because there's always growth. And you can look at your photos from, when you first started to now, and there's such a big difference.
Oh, definitely. Sometimes I'll look back at older photos and I'm like, ooh, why did I do that? But I don't know. I want to create images that people will look back on for generations to come. When I was a little kid, I was very into Ann Geddes. I don't know if you know her. She puts babies in things.
Yes.
That's what she does.
The little flowers.
Exactly.
The flower petals all around their heads. And yeah.
Put a baby in it.
Yeah.
Well, I've kind of started, I like capturing babies. That's what I mostly do. I mean, I do other stuff, but babies and just documenting them growing is one of my most favorite things to do. What did you ask me? How I develop my style? Yeah. I totally got off track on that.
No, that's fine. Well, you have a passion for working with babies.
Yeah.
So that has a lot to do with your style and what you present, in your package as far as, here's a baby and here's what my style is going to do for that baby.
Yeah.
I mean, babies are cute to begin with, but, it's definitely something, where it's your springboard.
I like it to be bright. I like it to be almost cartoon-like. Like, I like humor in my photos. Like this donut one, I love just presenting babies with things that I know will elicit well, you don't really know what reaction it'll get, but it will get a reaction.
Yeah.
And then documenting that, and that's just kind of what I like to do.
You do more than babies. So you do the whole gamut of stuff as a photographer, or I would imagine you're open to other people, couples, as far as, the photography. Everybody has their specialized field, and some strictly do just babies, for example, and other people are like, well, this is my core concentration, but yes, I still photograph other things too. So you do that as well, right?
Oh, definitely. I do weddings, I do families, I do events, I do newborns, babies. I did my first birth photography last year.
Oh, wow. How was that?
It was, well, let's just say I called my mom the next day and I had to tell her how much I loved her.
Oh, man, I can imagine.
Luckily, it was my really, really good friend. So we, I was like, I'll start out with that, see how that is.
And it is quite different because when you're in a situation like that, which is very real life, it's completely different than photographing someone catching a memory for pleasure versus a real life situation. It almost takes on a journalistic approach to it. And you start to think that way because this is almost like reporting a real life news event for the family, so to speak. So I can imagine it was almost a rush as well.
It was really amazing. One thing from that experience that I'd have to tell everybody that I talked about, it has nothing to do with photography, but her little girl was there, her 4-year-old. And afterwards she climbed up on the bed next to her and goes, bet you're glad you're not pregnant anymore.
Wow. That's a smart kid.
Yes. That's why I love working with children.
Yes. And how is that experience when you're working with kids? I know they're so unpredictable. I can only imagine. And I used to photograph children too in a studio setting, and it was just it was unpredictable to say the least. But you're usually out on location. So how does that differ?
Sometimes it'll take a different direction than what you dreamed of when you were planning it, and you just have to go with that. Like, I do some like alternative cake smashes. Like I did an ice cream sundae one, and the little boy was not having it whatsoever, crying. So we just went with that. We went with the mom and I were singing "It's My Party" and "I'll Cry If I Want To," and there's a lot of photos of him crying with ice cream all over him. And it's special. He'll look back on that. I'm sure that'll be in his yearbook, at his senior year.
Definitely. So what's been one of the most challenging things as far as being a photographer that photographs mostly children?
Can you repeat that real quick so I can think about it for a second?
What's the most challenging thing as a photographer because you're working with children? So what is the most challenging thing aside from
I think the most challenging thing is the parents' expectations because, they have an idea of what they want it to be like. And if their child isn't having it, it's not going to go that way. You can't make a 1-year-old know, mommy and daddy, planned this and we bought your outfit and we got a photographer. You can't explain that to a child. So I think that calming the parents is a part of it, like letting them know it's going to be okay. We just need to take a few minutes and, watch a video on your phone, let them get distracted by something.
And, one of the things that I mentioned to you that I did photography in a studio setting, and the parents would I can relate to that because they would bring in their kids and they're screaming at the top of their lungs, their nose is running, and they've got red noses, their eyes are kind of swollen red. Yeah. And I'm like, Mom, you don't want a picture like this. Yeah. At least give them a chance to, calm down a little bit. And the kids are the boss.
They definitely are.
And you guys are, just pretty much, I'm not going to say props in their world, but you pretty much have to do what so you do roll with the punches. And I know it's got to be hard sometimes when their expectations are that Pinterest image of what, this is going to be on our wall. And
Yes.
then they spend all that money prepping, or their hair's done and they do something, or they get their clothes dirty, and their mom or dad will just be like, look what happened. This was supposed to be perfect and this and that. So, so what about, do you enjoy any other specific type of photography other than children? What do you enjoy after that?
Personally, I really like nature photography. If I have time to do something for myself, one of my favorite times was traveling to Alpine and photographing the scenery there. But work-wise, I like weddings. Weddings are a lot of fun. You get that photojournalistic type thing. The bride's dress rips, so you're getting all you're getting their memories for them. Yeah, exactly.
Getting the drama behind the scenes.
Real Brides of Denton,
there
basically.
You go. So do you shoot mainly in Denton, or is it everywhere? Because sometimes I do see you saying you're going off to different places. And
I do mainly in Denton, but all around DFW. I mean, I'll go where if people have a certain place that they want to do it, I'll go.
Okay. So one of the things that I noticed about your photography work is the dynamics of your photo, meaning your props. They're so eye-catching, and you were trying to describe your photography, and you were saying almost, did you say cartoon-like?
Yes.
I think it's very whimsical to me, and I love whimsical stuff. I love that type of style, and to convey that in your photos, we were talking about this earlier about your props.
Yes.
Now, if you're a photographer and you do on-location stuff like this and you're into that whole prop type stuff, it becomes an addiction.
Definitely.
So we were talking about the addiction of buying props for your photos, because sometimes you create according to a prop, and you're like, I need to do a photo shoot with this thing right here.
Definitely.
And then you go and find someone who wants to do that with you.
Look at this basket.
Yes.
Let's put a baby in it.
Yeah. And so one of the other things I noticed was that you had found a unicorn.
Yes.
Or was it a horse? What was it?
It was a carousel horse.
There you go.
And I saw it posted on the Facebook buy sell thing, which that's another problem for me.
It's an addiction.
Yeah. I drove like 2-hour round trip to get this horse because I knew I wanted to turn it into a unicorn. I just needed that horn on it. So I was driving down the highway and it was very big in my little car. So like the head is next to me. So I'm driving. There's a unicorn in the passenger seat. It was very big. It's now in my living room. My decor is basically props. I have
oh my gosh,
unicorn in my living room. I have tricycle in the dining room. It's crazy.
It's a studio in there.
It is.
Do you shoot in your house? I know a lot of people that shoot in their house.
I
sometimes.
do not.
Yeah, because then you'd have more props, and then we'd have whole other ball game.
We'd have
there
a
too.
problem.
Oh man,
sorry.
All right. So, where do you find you did mention the online, but do you go like to these places? Like I was going to say, we mentioned Canton.
I would love to go to Canton, but I would need a trailer.
I would think so too.
I like thrift stores. I love seeing. Sometimes I'll just walk in and see what I can find. I was looking for a desk a couple of years ago, and the first thrift store I walked into, there was a desk for $5 for my back to school sessions. So took it to my dad. Paint this for me, please. So yeah, you can find props anywhere, even things you already have.
Yeah, definitely. I know I'm a victim of propping, getting all this stuff, and I'm like, I'm gonna do this too, and
someday,
someday that photo shoot will happen.
Yes.
And they will.
I'll be on my deathbed. I forgot to use that basket.
Oh man, it is a true addiction. I'm not gonna lie. I know that pain because it starts to populate your house unwantedly. So
it's fantasies, like visual fantasies of what you could make happen.
Yeah. So what is the most far-fetched photo shoot you've ever done? Speaking of fantasy, because I know we all have an idea of like that would just be the ultimate photo shoot. What would yours be? As far as it could be anything, but what would yours be?
Oh, a fantasy one? Well, this is actually a real one that I just booked today for next month that I had to share because I don't know if y'all know the movie Step Brothers. It's like my favorite movie. This girl and her best friend are going to recreate the poses, you know, in their sweaters and everything.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, I'm very excited about that one.
Nice. So, I also wanted to ask you, so if somebody was to book, because a lot of times people are not familiar with a photo shoot, or they may think a photo shoot, that's kind of intimidating.
Yeah.
That's not for me. I just need a few pictures. You know, a lot of times people don't understand that, you know, people are actually putting their time and effort into it, and it's not a hobby, it's your way of living. So, you know, and there are all kinds of price ranges and whatnot, but you want to walk them through a process. A lot of people don't know what it involves, you know. So what do you tell your customers in order to prep them for someone who has no idea what they're going to get into, but they know they have to? Maybe their girlfriend or mother is dragging them, or their father wants a family photo. What is that process like for your customer?
Well, the first thing I do is I try to find out what they're thinking. You know, what type of session are they looking for? Are they looking for something more classic? Are they looking for something that's kind of out there? Or, you know, is it going to involve 8 people? Is it going to be one person? Because pricing, you know, is dependent on those type of things. And once I get an idea of what they want, I'll give them some options, you know, that they can choose which one they think would fit. And I have a variety different price ranges so that, you know, people can hopefully find one that would work for them. And that's basically.
So do you meet with them before you do a session, or is it just all, you know, back and forth email? I know a lot of people will vary. It just depends.
Yeah. Weddings, I definitely meet with at least the bride, usually the bride and the groom beforehand, kind of like an interview together, you know, to see if you mesh. You're going to be spending a lot of time together.
Yes.
And, but mostly otherwise, people just book online from talking. I get a lot of just referrals from other people I've done sessions with, and then they contact me through my Facebook.
Yeah.
IndigoBirdPhotography.com. I mean,
yeah, definitely.
Facebook, whatever.
Well, definitely plug in your social media. That's what we're here for. Make sure everybody knows how to connect with you, where to find you. So, do you ever get like anything out of the realm of portraiture? Like, I know you said you like to do nature. So do you sell those, or is it just for your enjoyment, or what is that like?
I haven't sold any. I've won a contest for nature photo before, when I was in Alpine. But, yeah, that would, I do have some stock photography, stock images that I sell, but it's not much.
Yeah. So
you 20 cents.
Yeah. You did say something about this particular photo, right? Is it this one?
Yes.
So tell us the story about this little guy, or this baby.
Yes, this baby, his name is Atlas.
Oh, that's a cool name.
I know, I love it. And we wanted to do, you know, a cake smash, but something different. And so it turned out that the day that we did it was National Donut Day, and we had already planned to do donuts. We'd had no clue. Like, I got on Facebook, National Donut Day. Oh, wow. Awesome. So, you know, I edited it, posted it up, you know, happy National Donut Day. And later on in the day, I was just sitting on the couch, watching Netflix or whatever, browsing my phone, and then I saw my photo. I was like, what?
What was your first reaction? We're like, who's posting my photo?
Yeah, I knew it wasn't mine. I don't know. And then I realized it was Ellen DeGeneres had shared my photo.
Oh, wow.
And then I just paced the house screaming. And
how many people did you call?
Oh, my mom, my dad, my boyfriend, everybody. I was freaking out.
That's pretty amazing, and that's pretty cool. Did you contact the parents?
Yes. Oh, they were very excited.
I bet they were. And he's going to forever, or she will forever know that.
Yeah, the Ellen baby.
Yeah, the Ellen baby, the donut baby.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool. That's really a neat thing to happen and be an experience for you. So where do people find your images? Like, if they wanted to book something with you, they want to see your work, where are they going to go to on the social media?
On Facebook, it's Indigo Bird Photography. On Instagram, it's Indigo Bird Photography.
Oh, very easy.
I'm currently updating my website, but it's indigobirdphotography.com. Go on there in a few weeks. It'll be back up. And that's basically
Well, pretty cool. Pretty cool. So, I'm also a photographer. I talked to you about that. So I know that one of my challenges to you was like, we need to go on a photo walk and we need to take pictures together.
We still do.
Yes, we do. So I'm officially booking you right now live.
Yay!
I want to make sure that we get to spend some time together and
Let's do it. We can photograph each other too.
That's absolutely fun for me. So I am the selfie queen here in Denton. I'm sure there's plenty of other selfie queens too, but we do love taking pictures, and it's always,
I think it would be great.
Yeah, I want to do a photo walk here with a bunch of photographers and just kind of have fun with it and not have to be like, oh, this is work. And it is different and still fun when you're working.
Yeah.
But it's different when you're with people that are of your craft.
Yeah. I haven't done anything like that before, so that would be actually a lot of fun.
Yeah, I think so too. And there's so many cool things to photograph here in Denton. I absolutely mean it when I say I never get tired of being on the square. There's always something interesting for me to photograph, and a lot of it goes up on my Instagram page, and it's just I never get tired of shooting out here.
No, the murals are amazing here.
Yeah,
I have people that. I have people come from Fort Worth to get photos here in front of these murals. Like, people will drive here to come to our square.
Yeah, and as a photographer, you do find your niche places, and I know I have a few niche places here, and you get attached to them.
Yes.
And when you find a mural that just really pops or is very versatile with different styles of people, because everyone has a different style, and a different look.
Yes.
And I will never forget one of my favorite murals got painted over, and I was like, no.
Which one was it?
It was the one over there by on Fry Street, between Fry Street.
The one behind the barber shop and the corkscrew.
In between, I can't remember. The barber shop. It was the biggest wall on there.
Yes,
and it was so
with the bird
vibrant.
and the skull.
It was super vibrant. This has been, I don't know, it's been about 6-7 years.
I have photos of that wall.
I do too, and I was like, why would they have painted over that? But it's kind of cool, because of the fact that you get a new backdrop.
Yeah.
And you never know what's going to pop up. And there's always so many artists here in Denton that are constantly, they're decorating Denton with their talent. And so it's really neat to find stuff. And sometimes you find stuff that nobody's even noticed, as far as like, oh my gosh, I haven't seen anybody take a photo of this yet, which is a big deal to a photographer. We kind of get a little arrogant about stuff like that, about equipment.
You see other photographers come into your same spot.
Yeah.
This is my place.
Yeah, we get territorial.
Yeah.
But
then you have to move. Then you have to find your new spot, though.
There's another spot, the subway around the Fry Street area as well, on the other side.
I was going to talk about that one. Subway closed, but yeah,
that's a great wall.
I love
too.
that one.
You guys go take selfies on those walls. I'm not kidding. They're awesome. Is
and
it still
us.
there? Yeah.
No, it is. There's that one. That one's got some little creepy things in it too.
As far as the painting?
Yeah.
I haven't been by there recently, but the last time I was there, it was the white with silver and gold.
Yeah.
Is it still there?
Yeah. I did a really pretty maternity session out there where they wore Converse sneakers, and then they had the little baby Converse sneakers. And
that's really cool.
Yeah.
So what other places do you like shooting around town?
Well, Cherry Orchard is one of my favorite spots.
I've never been there.
Oh, it's amazing.
Go there.
The lady who owns Rosa's Costumes, she's one of the people who owns it. And
oh, really?
She comes out and talks to people. And
that's really cool. I've seen photos of it, and I've always wanted to go there. And I thought that would be a cool place to hang out and do photos.
It's fun.
We'll have to go there.
Yeah. We actually might have to, map out some spots
definitely.
to go.
Definitely. Maybe we can have a few other fun people join us or whatnot. But so what other, you like the Cherry Orchard? Any place else?
I like the Cherry Orchard. I love just the square. I like just going around in all the nooks and crannies and stuff.
There are plenty.
Yeah. I used to shoot at TWU a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Haven't done that in a while, though.
Yeah, me too.
That's where I graduated from.
Yeah. You do find the little nooks and crannies. That one of my favorite ones is a set of stairs, an aqua set of stairs here on the square. And I love shooting in there because when the lighting, when it's the really nice time of day, the golden hour, the lighting is perfect in there, and it's got white walls, so it illuminates them perfectly. And then those aqua steps are it just pops when somebody's wearing something that
you've got to take me there.
Yeah.
I will take
you there.
Take me away, Ellie.
But it's definitely a cool spot to take photos. So there's tons of places, and I'm sure there's tons of others that I've never been. The Purple Door that everybody talks about. I
love the buildings over by Verizon, like, you know, the wall next. Is it Verizon over there?
Yeah. It's in the parking lot that shares the wall with the Creative Art Studios.
Yes.
It's their outside exterior wall.
Yeah, I love that one.
So we could talk about places forever, and it's all about the color and the vibrancy. She's pulling. Let's talk about one of your addictions.
I want to talk about my presents. Tell me about it. Tell me, like, the sexy Mexi. You are the sexy Mexi, looking at you here.
Oh, well, thank you. She's interviewing me now. We'll just give her a few minutes. She had mentioned that you liked salsa, and that was one of your addictions.
Yes.
And you mentioned that you absolutely love cilantro.
Can they see this?
Yes, they can see it.
Hold it up.
And you said something about talking about it on the show, and you tagged my page for Sexy Mexi Salsa, and so I felt compelled to make it for you because you were nice enough to do that.
It worked.
It worked, obviously. So
and
I made
Taco Tuesday, so this is going to be perfect when I leave here.
I'm just going to give you a warning. It is addicting.
I'm excited.
So you can talk about it, and I hope you like it. I made it just for you.
Yay.
It's fresh. It has all the stuff you like in it, and I even brought you the bag of chips, so
you can see the cilantro. Should I sample it?
Sure, if you want to. I don't care.
Should we do this?
If you want to open your jars, you'd be more than happy to.
Y'all can watch me spill salsa on my shirt.
So are you doing any interesting photo sessions? Any interesting photo sessions for Halloween coming up? I know we have Day of the Dead coming up. Ooh, that would be really cool to do.
I don't have anything planned for that, but I've actually never come and photographed Day of the Dead festival.
Well,
strangely,
I'll be out there. I'll be out there doing that. So
are you gonna wear a costume?
You know, I've only dressed up once for Day of the Dead here in Denton, but I've been wanting to do it again. Obviously,
was it then?
Yes, it was actually then, and that's
like, look,
you're the only person that's noticed that. But that is the time that I did it.
I'm so excited.
Here's the moment of truth, guys, live on the air.
Do you hear that? Holy guacamole! That is so good.
I'm glad you like it.
That is so good.
I
can taste the cilantro.
I'm glad you like it.
I eat cilantro like I just will eat it out of the fridge with nothing else.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever met anyone that eats cilantro right off the bat. Well, I'm glad you liked it. That was made just for you.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Well, thank you for being my first Tuesday slot here on DentonRadio.com.
Yay.
And we're going to hang out, obviously, because we're already making plans and stuff to go do the photo walk and stuff. So
this is our first friends date.
It is. This is going to go down in the books.
It is.
I know. We're going to have our cameras and our selfies. We'll have a whole file. Anyways, thanks for joining us, guys. Next Tuesday, we'll be here again. We have officially moved to Tuesdays. Thank you for joining us on the Denton Vibe with Diva Girl Ellie. And today with Sarah Gibson, Indigo Bird Photography. Thank you so much. Have a good one.
Bye.
Well, thank you for tuning in. We hope you enjoyed the show. Be sure to check out DentonRadio.com for new Denton artists and where they're playing next. While you're surfing the internet, make sure you check out our friends Classic of Denton at ClassicofDenton.com.